Hi, welcome to Bougie Backpack Podcast. My name is Angel Trin, and I'm the founder of Pennywise Traveler. And I'm so excited to have Heather here today. So Heather is one of our upcoming speakers for our Bougie Backpack Virtual Summit that's going to happen in April. How are you doing today, Heather?
I am good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're so happy you're here. Do you want to give a short bio about yourself?
Sure. I am the founding content creator of US Japan Fam and a mom of 3 kids, which are 9-year-old twins and a 12-year-old. I founded and have grown 3 monetized YouTube channels. Our biggest US Japan Fam is 41,000 subscribers and 20 million or so views. I also have a blog, all the socials with just over 500,000 views cross content, cross platforms monthly. And I am an Amazon influencer, which is probably just over half of my income just from Amazon. So that's what I do. A lot of our content is travel focused, but we also do a lot of product reviews and like New York, New Jersey guides and like activities and stuff. So I call myself a momfluencer, though it's kind of cringe, but basically I help moms, parents in general, find the best for their families.
That's so exciting. So do you want to start from like where you started of becoming like a mommy influencer? Like because you have 3 YouTube channels. So which YouTube channel did you start before building the next one? And like, why did you have 3 YouTube channels instead of just one?
Yes. Cause I'm crazy. So, they always say niche down, niche down. So my original platforms were all US Japan Fam, and it started as soon as I was on maternity leave with my first child. My husband's Japanese, so that's the Japan part of the family. And I had been the public relations manager at the Japanese Chamber of Commerce in New York, and I was just on a 3-month leave. And like within the first week, I was like, yep, this is permanent. I can't go back. I can't go back. My husband thankfully made just enough on his income that we could get by. It was not a big deal, but I'm not like Susie homemaker. I don't enjoy the housework, and I loved being home with my baby, but I also wanted to kind of maintain a connection to the world. I wanted to build skills for when I eventually went back. So I started blogging, and Instagram came on board around that time is when Instagram started. Gosh, I'm aging myself. And so, yeah, I built like some local Facebook groups for other moms because there was none in our neighborhood. And it just became this amazing community, but it was just barely monetized. So it was a great way to connect. I had groups going on. We would meet with our babies and stuff, but little by little, I was like, I need to start making money from this. So when I got pregnant with my twins, I did a stop motion pregnancy video featuring with my toddler in it with me, and it went viral on YouTube. And so that was my first taste of YouTube being a source of income potentially. So I kind of started building that. And it was also easier than blogging. I felt like you could edit while holding a baby on your lap and kind of only half awake. You don't really have to put the words into the typing and stuff. So I grew that, and that was all going fine. And then my hair, I started doing like hair stuff. Like I would color my hair, and one of those videos, I'd put it in a ponytail and just chopped it off. I was like, what's going to happen? I'm just curious. Let's see what happens. And that went viral. And I was like, hey, people like crazy hair stuff. Let's start a new YouTube channel and niche that one way down. So that's my hair channel. And I've been roasted by Brad Mont. Yeah. And then I started the Amazon influencer program, and I was like, hey, let's niche down. Let's do one that's only product reviews. So that's my 3rd one. And yeah, sorry. It's a lot. Yeah. But I only have the one Instagram and one TikTok. It's too much. I haven't started new ones for those. It's too much.
Which one is the biggest one that you have so far, like out of the 3?
So it's funny because US Japan Fam is my biggest. It's got the 41,000 subscribers and like 20 million views, but that's because of a few virals. Mm-hmm. But the one that earns the most is my review channel, which is not niche down at all. It reviews everything from like kids' shoes and scooters to my hair products to vacuums. I mean, like everything. I do a lot of tech. I get sellers sending me cell phone cases and cell phone dummies because I don't have all the Samsungs and all the Motorola's, you know, so they send me the fake demo versions so that I could test out their cases. It's crazy. It's really fun though, because it's such an assortment. My day to day is like travel, phone case, pick up the kids, dye my hair. Like it's just all over the place. It's never boring.
No, but that's exciting. So, like, for like the hair care, were you always kind of like always doing your hair growing up and everything? Because I know some girls like that. They would literally play with the Barbie dolls and then cut the hair and everything, like growing up. Yeah, yeah. Like they like back when we had KB toys, they would go to the toy store and like play with the dolls and practice curling the hair and everything.
I was not, but I did always like, since I was old enough that my mom let me, and she would actually do my hair when I would request. We were thrifty, didn't like go to salons and stuff. But I was just kind of, I don't know where I was at. I had one of those moments where I just hacked off my bangs out of nowhere, but they came out good. I loved them. And so I would just kind of on a whim take control of my life where I could, kind of, because I was home with 3 under 3. My twins were born when my son was 2, and life was crazy and just bonkers. And the pandemic and all of that was kind of all very similar within a 5-year period. And yeah, so I would just kind of like find joy in doing really spontaneous things with my hair. Also, like before that, I would go to the salon, but kind of with a vague request, or I'd go to cheap salons too and never be happy. I was never happy with the result. And yet I spent like $100 or whatever, 300 for a dye or whatever, and kind of be in tears and upset with it. So being able to save that money and have fun and actually earn money because of YouTube, the video where I cut my ponytail off has earned like, I want to say like $7,000. I know. Eventually I went on to fully shave my head because that was something I had always wanted to do. And you can't really, I mean, you can, but it's kind of a little taboo to do that if you're working in corporate or something. So, you know, I was like, I'm home. Who cares? Like literally, who cares? I want to do this. And I did it. And it was so liberating. I know on one of your recent podcasts, someone talked about traveling solo, like finally like doing that, and you feel so liberating. And that is liberating, but so is shaving your head if it's something you've always wanted to do, which I feel like it's kind of some women have always wanted to do it. And if you've ever like toyed around with it, highly recommend it. It is so fun. And then growing it out is quite a process.
Did you donate the hair afterwards?
I couldn't because it had been bleached and colored and all that. Yeah. They only want the virgin hair.
They only want virgin hair you donate.
Sometimes dyed is okay, but definitely not bleached. Yeah.
I see. So do your kids, do they let you cut their hair and stuff?
They do. I've let them cut mine. I've let them cut their own, and it all goes up on the channel. That's how us mommy influencers roll. Everything is documented.
Everything is content.
Yeah, but my son had a pretty traumatic haircut at a salon right before the pandemic. And then for 3 years, wouldn't let anyone touch his hair, not even me. And we just let him roll with it. But he finally recently we like shaved the bottom third because it had just been like getting matted and he was in tears. It hurt when we combed it out and stuff. So we did it together. I put it in the ponytail. We decided where we were going to cut it. He cut it himself. And then we kept it up. I shaved it. And then I kind of like trimmed the bottom to be actually even. Yeah.
But I like how you're doing this because you're kind of teaching your kids to be self-sufficient and to be themselves and stuff because you're teaching them at a young age where they're not really dependent on someone else. Like, you get what I mean? Kind of, it's like,
yeah,
you're training them. You're like, hey, like if you can cut your own hair, you can just do whatever you want because that's your identity. Because people don't realize that like identity stems from like having your own things, like kind of like you're saying, like your hair and everything else.
Yeah, for sure. We're thrifty, but they see like, you know, we travel, we do our own hair, we get probably 3/4 of our stuff sent free to review or paid to review. And we live a very different lifestyle than any of their friends, but they kind of see how others do things and will talk about some things they feel jealous or, like even things like the tooth fairy, like this kid's tooth fairy brings him $20 a tooth and mine only brings me a penny and stuff like this. And we talk about like, what are the important things in life here and why are things the way they are and why do people think and see the world the way they see it? And I think traveling is a big one for kind of opening your eyes and also just their friends at school. And, we do things this way and they do things that way and it's both are fine. You have to be happy with what you have and understand why you feel the way you feel kind of. Yeah. I don't know.
So do they, are they fine with being YouTubers and stuff also? Like, are they, because they grew up with it,
Yeah, they did. My 12-year-old is just getting into like everybody in his grade. Everybody has social media and they're all kind of discovering us, starting to follow me on TikTok and seeing our YouTube channel. And they'll randomly send him screenshots and like kind of be like, oh, I saw that video. And he's starting to kind of get teased, maybe, but I think in a lighthearted way. But he is starting to get a little bit more like, yeah, I'm just kind of like, you do your thing. Do you want to review these new shoes that are being sent? And he'll either, yes or no, or we could just like not even use his face. So I'm kind of trying to evolve. I think as mommy bloggers and stuff do, you may go from one niche and then switch to the mommy niche with their kids being a big center. And then as they get older, you're kind of like, well, maybe they don't really want to do it anymore. Let's kind of switch this back to me and moms and occasionally feature the kids or whatever. Like, so that's kind of where we're at, making the transition. And when they want to do something, that sometimes my daughters will be like, Mommy, we want to do this new like TikTok dance with you and stuff. And then we'll do it. And right now they're being featured a lot. They're doing soccer and that's becoming a big focus of our platforms as well right now. So stuff is just always evolving. That's why I hate the whole niche down thing. And I've always kept my kind of family focused US Japan fan platforms as like a whatever we want, whatever we're doing at the time. That's what's going to go there.
Yeah, that's amazing though, because you manage 3 different, like having like one platform's hard enough, but you have like 3. It's like your US Japan one's your travel one, and then the hair cutting's your fun one because you do all these different like hairstyles and stuff on there. And then the third one is actually the moneymaker one, the Amazon reviews and stuff.
Yes, yeah. And so that one, like literally I do one video that's gonna go on Amazon and then the same video just boom on the YouTube channel. And then sometimes I'll cut it down and put it also on TikTok, or I'll change it a little and actually connect it to TikTok Shop. So it's like kind of same content monetized several ways. That's a win. I love when that happens.
Yeah. Can we talk about that? I'm kind of intrigued. So like, how'd you get started in this whole Amazon thing? Like, what platform did you join? Did they find you from your other YouTube channel? And then they were like, hey, like you should do this instead. Like, how did this all begin?
Amazon did not reach out to me, and I actually didn't even know about the program. I stumbled upon it because my husband has his own business related to Japanese food and beverage, and he was going to have a Zoom meeting with some potential clients who were doing e-commerce and live streaming and wanted to talk about it. And I was like, that's so weird. What is that? And I started Googling and I was like, wait a second, Amazon has that. What? And so like, I just kind of on a whim, it joined and was accepted because you need to have a significant, they don't really put a number on it, but you need a significant following on either YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess my following on probably both YouTube and Instagram both qualified me. And I was working with a mom business coach at the time. So I was kind of in this place where I wasn't earning much, not enough. And I was like, do I go back to a regular job? Do I need to start interviewing? I don't know what to do. And then this thing came up and I was like, hold on. I'm going to put every moment for 1 month into this program, just upload. Because I had so many reviews already. I could just convert and put up like, boom. And like literally within a month, I was earning over $2,000 a month just from Amazon commission. just from that program. And then that just like skyrocketed from there, and brand deals and the new YouTube channel. Yeah. Insane. So
Can you tell us the mommy business coach, or you don't want to tell us? I'm curious now because like you learned from her how to like start this whole Amazon thing, because that
yes.
really skyrocketed you.
Well, she hadn't heard of it, but she was so amazing because it's almost like therapy, because she just like she lets you kind of talk about your hopes and dreams and what you like and what you don't like, and then she kind of asks the right questions to really focus. She had me do what was it? What's it called? Where you literally mark down every minute you're spending in a day, and then
Oh,
after a
like a time
week.
on it.
Yeah, yeah. And so like you see like, oh my God, I'm wasting so much time on this, and this isn't building my business or making money and all this stuff. So that really helped me to figure out like how to shift, and also like how to outsource stuff that I hated, that I could use that time to make more money or be with my family. Like, so she was helpful. But her name's Caroline. I don't know how to say her last name. Bisenius, something like that. But I don't even know.
She's like a mommy money blogger, right? Caroline.
I don't know. She's German, but she lives in America. But she was like just kind of starting to focus on moms as a business coach. And I haven't been in touch recently. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. And I
Okay.
don't know if she shifted to go back to a regular job or if she's pushed forward with that. But I checked recently, her Instagram is no longer. So I'm thinking she may have shifted away from it.
You got in before, yeah, you got in like before she was.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's still doing it, but anyway, I highly recommend finding a good mom/business coach if you're a mom specific one is so important because there's so many other factors going on to consider. Yeah.
That's amazing though. So she helped you like kind of like nail down your goals and everything. And then once from there, you realize, hey, I'm spending a lot of time on Amazon, like buying stuff and like looking through reviews and stuff. Why don't I just do this on my own and try to see how that works out? That's
I'm
how
not even we're very thrifty, and I don't even buy that much. It was just that I was already working with so many brands doing reviews, paid reviews, that
also your
that
other
I
channel,
could
the travel channel.
yeah, that I already had so much content to put up that were already reviews I'd already done. And then I put those all up, and then immediately all the Amazon sellers started reaching out to sponsor more content, and it just snowballed. I'd say 90% of the videos I do on Amazon are sponsored. They send the product and they pay me. And then I put them on YouTube, and YouTube ads pay me, and Amazon commission pays me. And it's just like money, yeah, more. And plus it's like I'm
you
not
worked hard for it. Like you worked hard. You worked hard to get that, because like first you started with the one channel, right? The travel one, right?
Yeah.
Then you evolved over to the hair cutting one, right? Then you evolved to this Amazon one. So like you spent so much time building up the travel one that it kind of pushed the other Amazon one forward, right? Because that's how because you were doing it like because people found you through your travel channel. So that's when you started getting the brand deals. And then you're like, okay, I'm doing all these brand deals. Now the next sign from the universe is to start the Amazon one.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then that's so it started from one thing to another thing. And then like I guess like if someone wanted to get started with Amazon, like how you're doing it right now, what's the best way for them to start doing the Amazon influencer thing?
They need to build a community on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. And as we saw with the whole YouTube, TikTok disaster recently, don't just go on one platform. Like if you're gonna do short content or whatever, like post it on all three and build all three at the same time. Like you can literally post the same video to all three platforms and they can all grow at the same time, or you'll see one might grow more than another. Like it's just do them all. And then I would say don't apply until you have at least 1,000 followers with decent engagement on one of those platforms. And then you can apply. Just Google Amazon influencer application. Amazon influencer program application. There's a tons of courses and all this stuff you may see pop up. And if you want to have someone like, give you all the information in one easy thing and you have the money to pay for it, like go for it, whatever, do it. But you can totally do it for free. You don't need to pay. You just, in that case, you need to have the time to figure it all out yourself, which is what I did. And I do have a mommy membership. That's one of my latest things, but it's basically like supporting other moms building their business. So whether it's you're curious about Amazon or social, or you're just need a community to bounce ideas off and audit each other's accounts or whatever, like it's, yeah, that's cool.
So,
You can do
so
it.
if you don't know how to start it,
Everything I've done, you can do it for free. Or you could spend thousands for a professional course, or you can join a support group. Like there are so many ways to do it, but just do it. Literally, what as so many people say, like the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So, it's, and as a new mom, if you're staying at home anyway, like it's so easy to just, while you're nursing, get on and do something like, at night, instead of watching TV for 2 hours, maybe watch for half an hour and spend the other 90 minutes actually building your business.
that's so interesting though, because it's just like you just need to start. I think that's like the problem that people have because they get so overwhelmed with different options and everything because they see like there's just so many things you can start with. Kind of like how you started off your YouTube channel. Someone might have started off with Instagram or TikTok
Uh-huh.
or anything. Like, they might have just started from somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for your mommy membership, so someone can like let's say like there were just a hypothetical example, right? You don't have to be a mom to join your mommy membership, or do you have to
Right.
be okay?
No, it's geared towards moms, but anyone is welcome.
Okay.
And the members can kind of like dictate where we go as far as like, oh, I have a question about this, and we'll like start a thread about it, and I'll do some research if I need to, and we'll do a newsletter or have a guest come on a Zoom meeting with us or something to focus on it. So it's just
So
more of a kind of people who need a kick in the booty sometimes to motivate them, or they need accountability, or they're just totally clueless and want to be able to ask questions whenever they want, kind of thing. Yeah.
it's funny, like you said, like your travel one has the most followers, but the one that actually makes the most money is not even that one. It's the
Right.
the Amazon one. So I think people are intrigued by that because they think by the follower count that one, like like a natural person
Yeah,
might think the highest
totally.
number of followers is the one that makes the most money, but that's not
Uh,
actually the reality. The
right.
reality is that you learned how to make the Amazon YouTube channel more profitable, even though it has less followers than
Uh-huh.
the other one, and you learn from making one YouTube channel towards the other YouTube channel. Like you
Uh-huh.
learn all the different stuff that you should have done before and then the improvements and stuff. And not just with
Yeah.
anything. You
Yeah.
always evolve over time.
Exactly. I think being open-minded and curious and having the time and interest to really research these things and figure them out. Like I listen to a bunch of podcasts when I walk my kids to and from school, like 3 miles a day. So on the route without them, I'm listening to podcasts about travel content creation, about newsletter building, about email marketing, all this stuff. So I literally, like, I don't waste a moment. I've been like, okay, get in bed by 11. That's like one of my goals. And then the other is not to work past 10, which is a struggle. But yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of a problem too that I have no downtime. It's literally like if even washing dishes, I'm listening to a podcast that's like a educational kind of thing. Like it's
No, but it's
every
so funny because
moment.
you left your 9 to 5 to work 24/7.
Literally. But it's stuff that I truly find fun. And like, I hate selling. So like like I'm on TikTok shop, but a lot of the TikTok shop people are like really like salesy, and you kind of have to be, or like sales focused. And my focus is more like just helping. So on Amazon, like they're already on the product page, but they're curious. They want a question answered about it. So they'll click and watch my video, which is like a really thorough review, like answers like you're curious about this wet vacuum. Like, here's what it looks like to clean it out. Like, like here is how long the battery lasted. Like it really, so, they're Googling about it. They'll find my video to help them. So not salesy, buy this because you have money to blow. Like, no, like you were going to buy this anyway. And this is to help you decide to make the purchase or not. Like, I feel like I really want to, and like with travel and stuff, it's a full like destination guide. This is how we did it. This is how we got the cheapest tickets available. This is how we went to Iceland for 280 round trip. Like, just, I want to help. I don't want people to waste their money or their time. Like, yeah.
Did you make your content backwards? Because I know that some people they do the reverse where they look up the stuff that people are most searching for first and then they make content around that.
I need to utilize AI and ChatGPT more. I'm kind of stuck in the old school ways. I need to, but I haven't really done that yet. Yeah, I definitely need to.
Just out of curiosity, what are the podcasts that you're listening to? Because I'm kind of intrigued. You said that you've been like
Oh my
maximizing
gosh.
all your time and everything.
Let me see. One of them is Sidewalker Daily. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Podcast. I will tell you. 10x Travel, that's for points and
Mm-hmm.
miles. Um, Online Marketing Made Easy with Amy Porterfield.
Mm-hmm.
The Travel Creator Podcast. She's focused on newsletters, but she does so much more. I really love good content with Shannon McKinstry and Travel Mom Squad, Point Talk,
Mm-hmm.
and Bougie in a Backpack. Oh.
Yeah. Part of
Yeah,
our playlist.
that's my list. Literally, that's my list. And I just go through. I'll binge like for a week. I'll just listen to one as much as I can, and then I'll switch to the latest ones. Yeah.
So do your kids they walk 3 miles each way, or is it
No,
3 miles total?
it's like 3/4 of a mile each way. So
Okay.
they walk about a mile and a half each a day,
Okay.
and then
No, because
mine's double.
I was asking, but is that one of your ways to get 10,000 steps in? Because like you're so into maximizing, so I was like, is that her secret way to actually act?
Literally. And it also budgeting. We only have one car. And so that forces us to walk more, to be healthy and save money. And personally, I'm terrified to drive. I haven't driven. I drove once in the no, twice in the past like decade.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
was because I had to take a COVID test and they were like, you cannot walk through the drive-through COVID test. You have to drive. And I was like, screw you. So I did it. Yeah. So I hate driving. So this is another thing that my kids are like, Mom, nobody else walks. But honestly, when we go on trips like Paris and Tokyo and Kyoto and we're walking 20,000 steps in a day, they're not complaining because they're like so fit and fine walking. So it kind of pays off. I like our healthy lifestyle.
I mean, that's good. You're training them while they're young because there's so many people that have like health problems because they don't exercise and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was reading this thing the other day that was saying like if you do at least 10,000 steps a day, so like 7 times a week, that's enough to lose weight and everything because that's your
Yeah.
cardio. It's a
Hmm.
form of low pack exercise.
Yeah.
So do you have a walking pad at home too?
I have been sent probably 6 to review, and we currently have 2 that we've kept. One is for my standing desk, and the other one is like more of a regular treadmill that we have in front of the TV. And yeah, I love, and now like I'm of a certain age that we must be careful about our muscle and bones. So I will carry my kids' backpacks. They have to carry Chromebooks and stainless steel water bottles. They're so heavy, but I'll carry 1 or 2, and that way, that's my weighted vest. I don't need an actual weighted vest. And yeah, what was the question? Um, yeah, so I get a lot of steps. And yesterday I covered Toy Fair in New York, and that was like a 16,000 step day. Huh, that was painful. But yeah, I like walking a lot. I do need to do more weight bearing
But
and
you're doing
stuff.
your low impact cardio because if you do at least 10,000 steps a day, that's considered low impact cardio. Do you have your kids also track their on an Apple Watch too, like how many, or is it just you so you get that rough estimate for like the steps and stuff?
Yeah, I rarely wear the watch, but yesterday I needed to have quick access without wasting my phone battery, so I had my watch on and it tracked. But I don't usually because I don't even need to. I just know like I it's like a minimum 3 miles, but I have random days where it's like 8 miles because they have activities after school we have to go to, and it's just like on those days I'm like, Heather, what are you doing? What are you doing? But every once in a while, I'll get an Uber or something, but it's fine. But I even it goes so far back that I've been a walker. We lived in Brooklyn for 10 years. And when I carried my twins to 40 weeks and we had to induce, like they didn't come early. And I walked, pushing my son in a stroller to my 3 times a week OB appointments, like a mile each way. So like, it's really important to stay fit and keep walking and just show them how we can live, because I'm on my computer editing and filming and stuff like all day, like 6 hours from school drop off to pick up. Like I'm like, running around getting stuff and doing laundry, but it still feels very sedentary. So starting the day with that morning walk to school and like special time with them too. And my husband comes most of the time. And then sandwiching with the second pick me up and the afternoon sunshine is just like really nice. And then occasionally I'll do treadmill at the end of the day if I feel like, if, yeah, sometimes that's more of my, I want to watch TV, but I can't just watch TV. So let's do treadmill too.
No,
I
but
never
that's
do
not
one thing. There's always 2 or 3 things going on.
No, but I like that because you're giving us productivity and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. And I also have those like the weighted silicone wristbands. So that's like,
Yeah.
I'm like doing my arms while I'm walking. I'm always doing, 2 or 3 things at once. Like when I'm watching TV, sometimes I'm using the back massager. Sometimes I'm on the treadmill with my weighted silicone wristbands, doing my arm exercises and stuff. So yeah, always juggling many plates.
No, but a lot of people need to learn how to do that. So that's really efficient that you're doing that. Like the other day, I was on Instagram and I saw a girl literally reading a book and on a treadmill at the same time. And then I'm like, how come I didn't think of this? And then guess what happened? I went to the gym. There are two girls in the sauna reading a book. And I was like, but isn't the glue gonna melt? Like, because you're hot. That's what you think, right? You think to
Yeah.
yourself, like, you're reading in the sauna, isn't the book gonna like melt, like the glue from the book?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, it's actually okay. And I was like, okay. So like now I'm getting like, I was like motivated by them. They were in the sauna reading the book. It's like you can find downtime in the most random places. Like you can never
Yeah.
think of, like I never thought about reading a book in a sauna before, but I literally saw two. I mean, I don't know, maybe the glue will fall apart eventually, so use at your own risk. But
Yeah.
they were literally reading it in the sauna.
That's funny. I can't read on the treadmill though. I'll get like motion sick and bouncing. We have a vibration plate too. And I'm like, I struggle with like where to look so that my eyes aren't like playing games on me.
But
But
that's
yeah.
good because you're getting your kids early into it too. So it's like if your daughter or your son ever wants to become an influencer, they can like, I mean, if it's okay with you, they can build off your platform to start their own like, hey, like this is my journey going to college, or this is my journey doing X, Y, and Z. Like this is how I started. Like, you know.
Yeah. I actually, my son's middle school last year had a career day. And so I volunteered to talk about YouTube because it was something like 3/4 of middle schoolers, it's their dream to be a YouTuber. And so I kind of went to pop their bubble as far as it's not as easy as you think. That said, if you start now, because I think you have to be 13 to have a channel, but you can't monetize unless you connect it to your parents' account, which is totally
Which is
doable.
yours. Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, I'm like, if you start young, you can build it and like be earning, your hangout money for summers. You can, by the time you get to college, like you might actually like be able to help pay for college or just, yeah, I don't know. And like you're working on editing skills and marketing skills and all these things that are amazing for your resume or even your college applications and your essays and all this stuff. So my son sometimes helps me edit videos. I pay him. I have a freelance editor I use occasionally as well, but he's more expensive. So I prefer to use my son just because it's like it's 2 birds, 1 stone, right? It's saving my hand because literally like my hand can only handle so much editing in a day before it starts to like just my neck, my back, everything is like, you're doing too much at your desk, Heather. So yeah, I have to outsource more and more as the income becomes higher. I feel less guilty doing so.
That's good for him because he could be listed as an employee, and as an
Mm-hmm.
employee, he can like use that money towards investments and stuff. So you're kind of like navigating the
Yeah.
system pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like I think that's pretty smart though. Like so for him, like I'm or just in general, how did you learn how to do video editing?
I I'm just self-taught. I started out with iMovie with my original Mac, and then you join Facebook groups where people are talking tips and asking questions, and you listen. And when you don't know anything, you just take it all in and you learn from those chats. And then as you get more better, when you improve and you grow and you have your own tips to help them out, then you start, paying it forward and helping them. So now I use DaVinci Resolve, which has a professional version, but I use the free version. I think it's amazing. And then on my phone, when I'm editing, like on the go, like while I'm traveling, if I have to post stuff on the go, I prefer at home on my computer, but on my phone, I use CapCut. Or I use TikTok. Honestly, I love editing in TikTok, and then I'll just download it without the watermark with Snaptic, and yeah.
No. We all do that too. I think you're talking about because that's like the back doorway. Because I know that now,
Yeah.
like before TikTok used to let you download the video before without the
I
watermark.
know. That's
But
one of the
now they make you
changes.
post it first. But if you're just
Hmm.
looking at it for drafts, like and stuff, it gets kind of like annoying, you know? Because
Yeah, then you just have to, now you have to know that. And then you're like, okay, if I'm not going to post it, well, or I want to, whatever, then you use CapCut. It's good too. I like it. Yeah.
do you recommend any specific Facebook groups for people to learn stuff from?
I'm in so many. No, not really. You could just search whatever you're interested in and find them, honestly, and try a few out until one feels like the right place for you. I think there's so many. There's ones for whatever interest you have, either local, national, international, travel, Amazon, creators, moms, everything. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to learn more from Heather, she's actually talking about this at our virtual summit about how she makes 6 figures from her mommy business. So if you want to learn more about how she does YouTube or Amazon, you can definitely check out her presentation. If you're catching this podcast after the virtual summit has ended, we do have replays available in the show notes. So Heather, where can we find you?
You can find me at US Japan Fam pretty much anywhere. A blog, so usjapanfam.com, and then all the socials, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, etc., etc.
All right, awesome. If you found this podcast very helpful, feel free to leave us a podcast rating and review. It helps us find more speakers for our virtual summit and more guests like Heather. All right, thank you so much and have a good day.
Bye.